So next one, guys, is can I get away with less post-cycle therapy on a short oral cycle than long injectable? So let me just address, what does post-cycle therapy mean? Post-cycle therapy is something that, those of us who cycle steroids, we depend on, because when you come off steroids, they start trickling out of your system. What happens is the hormones in your body start dropping. And since your own pituitary glands are not producing hormones, you will crash hard. And a post-cycle therapy is very important, because a post-cycle therapy, or PCT as it's called, is your soft landing. That's what you start using after you're done with your steroid cycle, and that will prevent that crash where you lose mood, you lose the motivation to work out, you lose strength, you lose muscle so rapidly. So we want to avoid that. We want a smooth landing. So that is why a post-cycle therapy, PCT, is so important. So is it true that you need a shorter, less of a PCT, I would say, when you're doing a shorter cycle? And the answer is yes, you do. Let's say you're doing a 6-week cycle, 4-week cycle oral. I mean, it's in and out of your system quick. You can you can do kind of a mini PCT after that, like low dose SERM, and then run some N2 generate. And that will be plenty for a PCT. But if you're running a long cycle, like 14 weeks, 16 weeks, then you need a much bigger PCT. I would be doubling up on your SERMs. I would be using N2 generate ES extra strength. You want to be very, very open to running your PCT much longer. I would even recommend an 8 or 10 week PCT if you're running such a long cycle. But a short cycle with short esters or an oral, you could probably get away with just a 4 or 5 week PCT. So that's what I've noticed over the years with myself and with my clients when I looked at blood work. So it does help. But also, you guys need to remember, going into your cycle, were you already suppressed? Was your HPTA already struggling? That can make a difference in how you recover as well. Rick, what about you? What have you noticed over the years? What's your opinion on this?
Yeah, shorter cycle, you tend to not get as suppressed and come back very quickly from it. I'm at a point now where I'm about to reach 40, and if I'm juicing, I'm either juicing or I'm on PCT kind of year round at this point. And I juice very little. I use very small amounts now just to maintain. But yeah, either that or I'm taking herbals. But and I take every year about 3 months off total to just where I take nothing. Now, when it comes to these short oral cycles, if you're doing a short oral cycle, about 4 or 6 weeks, yeah, I mean, you 2, 3, 4 week PCT, it's about all you need. And if you have a good, strong enough PCT, you'll even make some progress during your PCT, more progress as you are coming off the steroids even. So yeah, I mean, absolutely. Short little turinabol cycle, 4 to 6 weeks, turinabol, 4 to 6 weeks, maybe winstrol cycle. You're gonna be able to get away with a very small PCT compared to doing, the long esters and all this other stuff. You see, when you post-cycle therapy from an oral cycle, once the orals are out of you, which happens within the first 24 hours, you're already recovering. You're taking the meds and you're starting to recover. When you take the longer esters, if you start your PCT, 2 weeks after your last shot, the steroids are still in your system. So you're kind of taking your PCT meds, trying to recover against the steroids still in there, suppressing you somewhat. So even the first 2 weeks of PCT coming off of some long ester injectables, you're not fully recovering because stuff is still flowing through you. Where when you get those orals, they're out of you pretty quickly and you can get to the business of recovering your normal testicular functions after cycle.